What is going on, everyone? This is Brett Darian, and today we are celebrating the Nintendo GameCube. The GameCube is 20 years old today, which is hard to believe because it doesn't seem like that long ago when I was just bringing the console home for the first time and popping in Luigi's Mansion and being surprised how Luigi is actually in a game instead of Mario. So that was kind of crazy right there. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the GameCube and my history with it and what games I've played on it and just my overall retrospective. Now, I've already done videos like this for the original Xbox and the PlayStation 2 and the Nintendo 64 and even the Dreamcast. When that was 20 years old in 2019, I did videos on all those consoles and my history with them. So if you're interested in those videos and you haven't seen them, feel free to go watch them. But in this video, it's all about the GameCube. So, the GameCube. You know, I gotta say that I really miss this era of Nintendo. Because this era of Nintendo, this generation right here with the GameCube, I think was one of Nintendo's best. And the reason I say that was because they were trying to be really innovative. And they were doing a lot of experimenting. And that didn't change, of course. Like, after this, they came out with the Wii, which is also very revolutionary and very different. But with the GameCube is what really started that. Because first of all, the GameCube is Nintendo's first console that uses optical media, CDs. If you remember with the Nintendo 64, Nintendo was really against discs. They were like, we're going to stick with cartridges. But with the GameCube, they finally decided to go for discs, for optical media. But of course, being Nintendo, they didn't go with the standard DVD or CD-ROM. No, they went with this. I believe this is a mini DVD. It's the same size as one. It might be their own proprietary format, but it's the same size as a mini DVD. And I believe these can hold up to 1.4 gigabytes, if I'm not mistaken. Which is still a lot less than the traditional DVD, which is 4.7 gigs, and a dual layer DVD can hold 8.5 gigabytes. So the GameCube discs still do not hold as much data, but that being said, there were still a lot of great games on it. So the GameCube was Nintendo's very first optical disc console, and not only that, but just the fact that the GameCube was just so small as is. Like, if you look at the console itself, look at this. Like, this is like a little square. It's got this little handle on the back. The GameCube was very portable, which for a home console anyway, for a console that you use in your home, hook up to your TV, that was kind of weird. Usually home consoles were big and bulky and stuff, but the GameCube was really small, very easy to handle, and very portable. In fact, I had a little screen that you hooked onto the back of the GameCube, and you could plug up to a cigarette lighter in your car, and it would power up the screen and the GameCube too. So the GameCube was already like really, really cool in that regard. And it also came in many different playful colors. This is the black one, the jet black one, and there's also the very common purple one, which is also called Indigo, and they also had a platinum silver model. And I think there was also an orange color as well. And I think there were also a few colors that were only limited to Japan. We didn't get all the colors here in the States. But these are the most common, the black, the indigo, and the platinum silver. So that's the console itself. Like I said, you just press the button there and the lid opens up. And you got your power button and your reset. And 4 controller ports in the front, which is nice, and 2 slots for memory cards. And on the back, you have your power, your AV out, and your digital out port, which the GameCube was capable of outputting 480p progressive scan, and Nintendo originally, they made component cables for the GameCube, which were sold in very limited quantities on their website. And so now they're really hard to find. But now there are many HDMI solutions for the GameCube, so which is really cool. So that way you don't have to actually go out and splurge for component cables because they're very expensive. But anyway, so when I first got the GameCube, the first time I got the GameCube was in like, I remember me and my dad were actually pretty excited for the GameCube. We were really wanting to get it, and we saw it in the store, and so my dad decided he was going to get it for me, and we got it at an EB Games, which are now all GameStops, of course. But back then, we still had EB Games. And so they were selling them in bundles, which they tended to do back then. They sold the Xbox in a bundle, and they also sold the GameCube in a bundle. So you had to buy the whole bundle to get the console. So it was $3.99, and you got the console and a choice of 3 games. And I think it also came with an extra controller, too. Not sure about memory card, but I know it came with those things. So the 3 games I chose were Luigi's Mansion, and Wave Race Blue Storm, and Super Monkey Ball. So those are the first 3 GameCube games I had. And surprisingly, I brought it home, played it, and we actually didn't like it. It's very strange. Like, I actually did not like the GameCube at first. Because I played Luigi's Mansion, and even though I thought it was good, for some reason I thought the game was really, really short. Like, it didn't last as long as I thought it would. Like, the gameplay didn't go on for as long as I thought it would. Like, the whole story and everything. So I talked to my dad about it, and he said, you know what, you're right. And you know why? It's probably because the discs are so small. They don't hold much data. So we're like, hey, this thing is junk, so we're going to sell it. So we did. We got rid of the GameCube. I think I traded it in or sold it again or something. So I only had it for like a few months, and then we let it go. But then in like 2002, Super Mario Sunshine came out. And so I knew then before it came out that I really wanted to get Super Mario Sunshine, because that was the big sequel to Super Mario 64. So obviously I had to have it. So I got the GameCube again, and of course got Super Mario Sunshine, which I do like Super Mario Sunshine, but arguably it's definitely not the sequel that everybody wanted to Super Mario 64. Which goes back to my point about Nintendo just trying a lot of different ideas in this generation. Like, Mario running around with a water jetpack? Like, who would have thought that was going to happen? Who would have thought that that was going to be the sequel to Super Mario 64? Mario running around, playing with water, and, you know, washing down graffiti and stuff, all on a tropical island. Like, who would have thought that that was going to be the game that we were going to get? But it is. So, I mean, that's the game we got. And it is good. I do like the game, but again, it definitely wasn't what... It definitely was not what... It definitely wasn't the game that everybody probably wanted. So, but still, that was Nintendo trying to be different. And I have to respect them for that. So, some other games I played on it since then. Well, of course, again, I got Luigi's Mansion. And here's Wave Race as well. So, 2 launch titles. And one other game that I played a lot on the GameCube was, and still is, Animal Crossing. I played this nearly every day when it came out for like at least a full year. I mean, just to see what was going on in your town. Like, Animal Crossing is like a life simulator. You're a little kid and you live in a village, with a bunch of other animals. And a lot of you probably know what Animal Crossing is by now. But back then, Animal Crossing was new. This is the very first Animal Crossing game that we got here in the States. The game originated on the N64 in Japan, but we didn't get that version. So our first Animal Crossing game was on the GameCube. Yet another good treasure for the GameCube. And Nintendo trying to be different and see what stuck. And of course, Animal Crossing really stuck. So yes, very, very good memories of Animal Crossing. And also, Mario Kart Double Dash. 2 players in 1 kart. 2 racers in 1 kart. Has that happened since? No. And will it happen again? Probably not. So Mario Kart Double Dash is probably my favorite Mario Kart game. I know I might get some hate for that, but there really is no such thing as a bad Mario Kart game. And your favorite one is really up to you. They're all good games. But I have to love Mario Kart Double Dash because of all the cool ideas it had. And also, like, it had the All Cup Tour. Like where you could race all 16 courses at one time, which I really liked doing. And that has never come back since any other Mario Kart game. So I really miss that feature, and I wish they'd bring it back. So yeah, Mario Kart Double Dash, a very good game. Pikmin, another new IP that was started on the GameCube. And yeah, I like this game too. And as well as its sequel, Pikmin 2. Both these games are great. You're just running around. Well, you're not running around, but you're exploring a mysterious planet because you crashed on it. And in this game here, in the first one, you only have 30 days to survive before your oxygen runs out. And you have to find all your ship parts, or most of them, in order to take off again. So, and spoilers, I don't know what you guys think if you play Pikmin, but I think the planet that you crash on is Earth. And I think that's kind of obvious by all the treasures you find in Pikmin 2. So very interesting, very interesting. Another great game, Paper Mario, The Thousand Year Door. Many would say that this is probably the best game in the series, the best Paper Mario game, and I actually agree. This game is really, really good. If you like RPGs, this is a really, really good game. I really, really enjoyed this one. And finally, my most valuable game in my collection, really, I think, is Chibi Robo. Now, this game is, once again, a very interesting new IP for the GameCube. This game was, when I first played it back in the day, this game is from 2006, I believe. When I first played this game, I thought it was good, but it does have its issues. And, like, it's not perfect. There are some things about it that are a little annoying that I don't like. But it does have a lot of charm. It has that Nintendo charm to it, so you just can't help but like it and love it. And in this game, you're a little robot, and your job is to make this family that you work for. Your job is to make them happy and do things for them and clean their house and talk to them and just, I mean, you're basically their servant. You know, that's basically what you are. But it's fun walking around the house, talking to toys, like in Toy Story, you know, toys come to life at night, and so you can talk to them. So it's really, really cool. So I recommend checking this game out. This game is very expensive though now. It's very rare. So, you know, but this is a complete copy, and I didn't pay anywhere near what it's worth now. So I'm very glad to hold on to this. So those are the current games I have. I do want to get more. You may have noticed that I don't have Sunshine. I did have Sunshine, but I've beat it multiple times, so I just decided to let it go. But I probably shouldn't have. I should have still probably kept it in the collection, but oh well. Maybe one day I'll get it again. But that's not all, though. You can see this over here on the side. The GameCube had a few accessories for it, and one of them, one I have, is this, the DK Bongos. The bongos were basically like a drum set that you would use with certain games. So we'll take a look at this. We'll take it out of the box. And yeah, look at this. Like, how awesome is this? Now, unfortunately, I did not have this back then. I only got this recently, a few years ago. But I did watch my niece and nephew play it one time, and it was a fun time. I really did like watching them play it. So then when I got the GameCube again and started collecting for it, I was like, you know what? I want some bongos. So I got the bongos. So these are the bongos. You just, you beat on them like a drum. And it also has a little microphone on here too. So when you clap, that's also, you gotta clap as well in the game. So this is basically Nintendo's answer to like Guitar Hero and DJ Hero and all that stuff. Like, you know, the other consoles had those rhythm games, and I guess this was Nintendo's answer to that. This was Nintendo's rhythm game, and arguably it definitely wasn't as popular as Guitar Hero and stuff, but still, this is still pretty neat, I think. I think it's still pretty cool. And it supported 3 games here, and they are Donkey Konga, Donkey Konga 2, and these are basically just the rhythm games. They have like musical tracks on here, like covers of famous songs and pop hits and stuff. And just like in the rhythm game, you time your beats and stuff to the prompts on screen, and then you can also clap as well. And you know, so it is kind of cool. And the third game is Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, which is where you're like, you know, you're going through the jungle and you basically use the bongos to actually like move and swing through the jungle. It takes some getting used to, but it's still a cool idea. So, but those are the only 3 games that it supported. There was a Donkey Konga 3, but it was only released in Japan, unfortunately. So we never got that. But still, yeah, Donkey Konga, pretty neat. And the GameCube is just a very neat system. I have to appreciate it. Nintendo was being like so experimental in this era, and so I really have to appreciate Nintendo for that. I really miss this era of Nintendo, when Nintendo was like just throwing out new IPs there and just seeing what was popular and what would stick. And yeah, there were so many great game series that started right here on the GameCube. So yeah, so the GameCube's an awesome system, and so yeah, so go and play some GameCube games here on its 20th anniversary, because the GameCube is a very fun system, and again, so different. Like, the GameCube is so unique, so small. It's got the handle, and it just looks weird, like it may look like some kind of kid's toy or something. But the GameCube can appeal to everybody. There's games on it for kids, yeah, but there's also games on it for adults as well that adults can enjoy. So definitely, I definitely like the GameCube. So guys, that'll do it. That is my retrospective of the GameCube. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to leave me a like if you do like this video, and subscribe if you want to. Leave a comment down below and tell me what your memories are at the GameCube, and you know, and what you thought of it, what games you played. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.